Okay. All right. Hello. Welcome to Working Title Podcast. My name is Seamus McMahon, and today I am joined by Joshua Powers. How you doing, bud?
Doing good, bro.
Awesome. And on this podcast, if you don't know, since you probably don't know, we talk about music, movies, media in general, give our opinions on different things, and we review movies and stuff like that. And especially music, because we're musicians.
Yeah. We're like Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah, sure. Why
Just
not?
kidding.
Just not as renowned, because nobody knows
exactly.
who we are. But today we're going to be reviewing the latest Kanye West album, Jesus is King.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, no, it's Jesus.
Jesus is king. He thought he was Jesus, now he follows Jesus.
Yes. But we're going to be reviewing that because why not? You know,
Yeah.
I like Kanye West.
He's fucking great.
Yeah, he's a really good
He's
musician.
one of the greatest to ever live.
Sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it as far as like rappers, I think he's definitely like the most talented. Not just is he like a great rapper and a great songwriter, but I also have a lot of respect that he actually knows how to produce and that he came up producing. So I think that puts him immediately in a different class
Right.
as opposed to just people who just rap but don't necessarily like create
Oh, definitely.
the songs.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this album had kind of like a very turbulent history, if you didn't know, because it was supposed to release like a year ago, and then it was supposed to release like 6 months ago, and then it was supposed to come out in September, and now it's November, and it came out like
That's the nature
late
of it.
October, or something like that.
I mean, when you listen to this album, it's just so you can hear in the production that it probably took a lot of fine tuning, a lot of EQing, a lot of compressing, a lot of time with the mix to try to get it right, and it shows in the finished product because the mix is phenomenal for everything. So that's probably why it was, I think. But yeah, it is. I guess it has been a turbulent time in the media. Covering Kanye.
Yeah, and like
that.
he released an album in between.
Did he? What was that?
Yeah, it was Yay. He released it in like February of this year. Was it February? Okay. It was like earlier this year.
Was that one good? I didn't check that one out.
It's really good. I liked it. It was very downplayed, or not downplayed. It wasn't like anything else he had ever released because it was like very minimal.
Yeah.
Like he didn't use a lot of like his signature vocal harmonies or anything like that. It was just like synth, bass, and drums and like super minimal. It was really, really good. Something so different from everything else. Yeah. But I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah, but like
I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, I hope you do because I really like it.
Yeah.
But this one, wow.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty good.
I wasn't expecting to like it at all.
Right. Yeah, because it's a hardcore gospel album.
Yeah, it really. I mean, if you just scrolling through these song titles, almost every song title has the word Jesus or God in it, and
or some kind of like
some kind
analogy.
of inference to religion.
Yeah,
reference is probably the more correct word to use in that situation.
Yeah, reference would be better.
Yeah, but it's for listeners who don't know. We're not religious at all. Hence the earlier podcast about religion.
Yeah, you can find that over on Lost in Phoenix podcast.
Lost in Phoenix podcast, yeah. But yeah, we're not religious, so I was going into this with not a closed mind because I like Kanye, a lot of Kanye's past work, but definitely like, okay, I'm gonna struggle to listen to this, and that was not the case at all. It was fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
great album.
Yeah, when I listened to it, I listened to the first song and I was like, this is worrying. Yeah. Because it's just a choir. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like I know what he can do with the choir and it's amazing.
Yeah.
But just to start out the album with a choir singing
super
like the same
like
two
Southern
lines.
church.
Yeah.
Choir.
Like, oh no. And then you get into the next song and it starts with a really nice sample.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's
here we go.
Song. I like that song a lot.
It's a Selah.
Yeah.
Selah. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's
fucking good.
Excellent.
It's really good. Super, really, really, really good sample that he used.
Yeah.
Really, really nice lyrics, even though I don't agree with them.
Yeah.
Quite as much as a lot of other people do, but
I mean, just like from an art perspective, if you're analyzing like the mix, the writing, the melodies, how it's put together. It's really a great achievement, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can have all that without necessarily having to like the message
Right.
of the album, which I don't agree with Jesus. I don't agree that Jesus was the Lord and Savior. I don't think that was the case.
Right.
But still a great album nonetheless.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I think if you look at it from the lens of an outsider, right, someone that's not a Kanye fan,
Yeah.
that hasn't they know who he is and understand like what's going on around him a little bit.
Yeah.
I think you'd find that a lot of people really like the music, you know. But when talking to Kanye fans, they would say the same thing, where the pure production is amazing.
Yeah.
But like this is a completely different direction for Kanye.
Yeah,
from,
he's not talking about the other things he usually talks about.
Prostitutes and fisting people.
Everything. What has Kanye not talked about in his art? He's covered everything.
He's covered everything from like dropping out of college and designing clothes to like becoming a god and being a god.
Yeah.
You know. So it's his writing spans a bunch of different things. Mm-hmm. And then I guess in this one he very clearly centralized his writing on one thing.
Yeah.
Which it's nice to see him pinpointed on one thing, you know.
And it's also maybe good to see I could tell in the process of finding Jesus it's probably given him a little bit of humility, which I feel like is always a good thing.
Yeah.
A little bit. Maybe not a lot, but
yeah.
You can see it shows in the writing. He's not really talking about how great he is.
Right.
In this album, like at all.
Yeah, right? You're right. Yeah, there's not really any moment where he's being very boastful about himself.
Yeah, and that's, for like the older Kanye, that was, a big, like his signature. I mean, that's a signature of like all hip hop, right? Like, I'm fucking dope, you ain't shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, not all hip hop. I mean, there's a lot of like underground shit that's not like that, but for mainstream hip hop.
Right. Yeah, look at how much money I have.
Look at how much money. Look at all these chains, man.
Yeah. It's very different now, which I think, depending on what happens in the next year, and if he decides to continue doing music or whatever, do you think we're gonna see another like gospel Kanye album after this?
Maybe he just goes the other direction and goes straight into Satanism.
Yeah, I don't know if he would completely flip flop like that, but like in like a year, his daughter's like, I don't want to go to church anymore. It's kind of dumb.
I want a 666. I want a pentagram on my shirt. Just kidding.
Man.
I'm just joking.
I don't know. It's so strange to have like known about him for years and been like listened to his music on the radio, but not super in depth into his music. Yeah. And then like recently getting into it and being like, oh, this is really good, and listening to the early stuff, and I absolutely love Graduation. Yeah. Like that's my favorite Kanye album of all time. And I just recently listened to 808s and Heartbreaks, which is a completely different album. Yeah. From anything that he's ever made as well. And going through like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, it's so different from this current one and everything else. But it's like, I don't know what to say exactly, because like you said, the production is really good.
Smoking.
The lyrics, his writing style is really good. Yeah. The content of the lyrics, it's understandable what he's saying and what he's putting out.
Talking about what he's really going through.
Yeah. Like it's also his most straightforward album. Yeah. Because like, I don't think he's ever hidden anything in his lyrics. And you don't really have to like, oh, what do you mean here? You know? Like when he says, closed on Sunday, you're my Chick-fil-A, it's like, all right, yeah, that I get what you mean there, yeah, but it's, I don't know. It's weird. Cause he's not a super secretive artist, kind of, other than like keeping his process secret. Yeah. He kind of shows everything else.
I think it's probably the best thing. Him doing this is probably the best thing to happen to Christianity in a while.
Yeah,
I really believe that. I mean, look at how much it's in the like mainstream media is covering just him going to all these different churches, and it's causing a ruckus in the Christian community, and it's probably very controversial within the Christian community too.
Yeah,
a lot of judgmental fucks within the Christian community be like, well, he said this on this album, and this is what he stands for, and he can't just come to God. Mm-hmm. Even though you can, that's the whole.
Yeah, that's the whole point of
the whole basis of the religion is,
accepting those that have sinned.
Yeah, exactly. Like Jesus hung out with the prostitutes. He washed people's feet, man.
Yeah.
If he was even a real person, that's debatable.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think he is definitely the best thing to happen to Christianity. I'm sure that because Kanye did it, there's probably a lot of people that have converted to Christianity just because they're big Kanye fans and probably impressionable.
Yeah, the huge Kanye stans, whatever the hell that is. I still don't. I don't know. Dude,
he
could
really parlay this if he wanted to into his own like culture sect of Christianity right now. If he really wanted to,
I'm pretty sure that's what he wants to do.
Dude, I mean, who better to start their own religion in music than Kanye West? He's perfect for it.
I mean, he's already got like.
What if he's
church?
Jesus Christ?
Dude, that would be the craziest thing.
Rogan has this bit where he's like, if Jesus came back, which he's supposed to do, like, you would never believe it.
Yeah.
You'd just be like some long-haired hippie fuck, like, I'm Jesus. No, you're not.
Yeah. If Jesus was black and Kanye ended up being the next coming of Christ, all right, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I got a little bit crazy. But you know what? Original Jesus, a little bit crazy too.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's go with it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. He was like if he ever existed, he was like a David Blaine performing those magic tricks, dude.
Yeah,
water to wine,
making a fish into a loaf of bread.
Dude, that guy was like David Blaine.
Yeah,
or David Copperfield, but that shit. He just was a virtuoso at magic tricks, and he, these motherfuckers were messing with their sheep and their, they're like, oh, water to wine. He's like, yeah, check out what I can do. I mean, this is real. Mm-hmm. This is not real.
Yeah. But I mean, so this is like a hardcore gospel album.
Yeah.
And Kanye has had a hand in bringing up a lot of different artists.
Yeah, definitely.
Like a lot of different artists, like Ty Dolla $ign and Tyga and stuff like that. And
more recently, Sheck West.
Sheck West. I don't know who that is.
I like a couple of his songs.
I don't think I've ever heard him.
Yeah,
before.
That's good shit.
But Kanye West had a hand in bringing up Chance.
Really?
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
No. Yeah. So it's insane because I mean, so Chance is from Chicago.
Yeah. Which
Kanye West is from Chicago, and I guess Kanye found him through like some back roads. I think it was through SoundCloud or something like that, and helped him produce his first album.
Really?
Yeah. And then like directed him to make the one album that like blew Chance the Rapper up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
It was like a gospel album.
Really?
And, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And on Ultra Light Beams off of The Life of Pablo, the Kanye West album, Chance has a rapping section or like a bar or whatever, where he says that he met Kanye West, he can't fail. And his last album was another gospel album.
Oh.
And it completely failed because it's trash. It's
is it trash?
Not good.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd never heard it.
Yeah, it's not good. People have.
Didn't he make a drug album also?
Yeah, I think so. It was like really early on that he made one of those. But like it was Coloring Book, and then 3, and then this.
Does he have any good shit? I gotta be honest. I've only heard a few things. I wasn't a fan of the drug album.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff on the one that blew him up. That's a really good, consistent body of work. But the last one wasn't good. He had one right before this last one that just kind of hit and then didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe you did meet Kanye West, but it kind of means not that you can't fail.
Yeah.
But maybe making a gospel album and sticking to that isn't the best idea.
Dude, that's another thing about Kanye that I think is truly remarkable is that he's been able to, because it is really hard to put out really good albums like consistently over a long span of time. You become a different person, and it's hard, sometimes to synthesize your new feelings and emotions into a piece of work without compromising, this path that you've already built for yourself.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah.
And I think Kanye has done really, really well at, continuing to evolve, but having people not being like, oh, this Kanye album is corny, he like jumped the shark.
Right.
I don't feel like that's happened with him really.
Yes and no. The Life of Pablo, people didn't like it because the mix was terrible on the original
really?
release. Yeah. And that was it released really weirdly because it released around the time that Tidal became a thing, which is a streaming service by Jay-Z,
Yeah.
I think. And so Tidal wasn't really a thing that people liked a lot because it wanted to be Spotify, but you had to pay a monthly service fee, and then you had to pay for the music inside of it too.
Fuck that.
Yeah, so it was really weird, but you could listen to certain albums for free.
Yeah.
And that's the way I listened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got a month free.
Is Tidal still around?
It is still around.
Oh, okay.
It's weirdly huge.
Oh.
Yeah, like I have a song on Tidal.
Oh, nice.
I think it's on Tidal.
Nice.
But it's like it was really strange, and the mix was bad, and there were certain songs that weren't on the album at that time, and then it released to Spotify with a different mix.
Yeah.
With more songs on it, and then they took a song off and changed the mix on Spotify and did all this other stuff, to the point where it's basically a completely different album, a lot better at this point, but it's a completely different album. To now, he's worked on this album for, I don't know, 2 years, something like that, and released it, and people were like, yeah, it shows that you put actual work into this, whereas the other one, you kind of went, all right, that's good, and kind of tossed it out. But
so people think that some people think that he may have jumped the shark a little bit on that one.
Yeah, I think so.
But that's still for it to be just that one.
Mm-hmm. He's got what, 9 albums at this point?
And a lot of them are pretty well received.
Yeah.
It's just hard to do. Like when like the Scorpions or Bon Jovi puts out an album now, people are like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not even going to listen to one song off that. If I go and see you play it live, maybe I'll listen to a couple of the new ones as you play your hits. But so, I mean, I guess that's kind of like, I think that's the general public's mentality on like artists that have been big for a while putting out new shit. There's automatically like a built-in skepticism, like, it's not going to be as good as your old shit. I know that.
Right.
Because I have a lot of evidence of that being the case.
Yeah. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, but you never know, man.
Yeah. Because like
there's artists that have managed to do it.
Oh, definitely. Like I watched a video on YouTube from this channel Polyphonic.
Yeah.
He makes some really, really interesting videos. It was on David Bowie.
Nice.
And
I've heard of Polyphonic.
Yeah, his channel's great.
Yeah.
But he's doing a series, or he's done a series where he's going over like the 5 most influential artists over the of the 2010s or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. And the first one he focused on was David Bowie.
Yeah.
And like David Bowie released how many albums during his lifetime?
I don't know. Is it a lot?
A lot.
Wow.
Like in the 20s or something like that.
Holy shit.
Because he wrote music from the 60s until his death in 2016.
Wow.
Yeah. So he wrote for 5 decades of music.
There's probably so much unreleased shit.
Oh yeah.
He's pretty prolific. 20 albums? Holy shit.
I think it's that much. It might be like just under that.
That's so many.
But it's a lot. And like people. Okay, so we took a break.
We're back.
For a little bit. Yeah, played some songs. I don't know where to jump back in because we were talking about the album and going into it and going on some other stuff. And I really don't have much else to say about the album. I think it's really good.
It's a great album.
The production's really good. I don't agree with the lyrics. I think they're good. I don't agree with them. Kanye West is a little bit crazy. I wanted to bring up something that he said in one of them. I think it's the 3rd track.
Is that Follow God?
Yeah, where he says that, what is it? Shouldn't have said something about the 13th Amendment, my bad. God decided on the president, so we shouldn't judge him so harshly or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, when I first listened to it, I was like, all right, he's joking about like his tweet about repealing the 13th Amendment, which would have brought back slavery, legal slavery, and then continued it with, hey, the president's really not all that bad. You probably shouldn't judge him so bad. It's like, All right, I like the song up to that point, and then you lost me, Kanye. Come on, man. Really?
Yeah.
I was really hoping you were joking around, but he's not, sadly.
He's about Trump, bro.
Yeah.
He's living that Trump life.
That sucks.
Trump life.
Whatever.
So what would you give it on a 1-10 scale?
1 to 10 scale. I give this an 8.
An 8?
Yeah. Yeah, an 8.
Let's see. What am I gonna give it? I give it an 8.3.
8.3.
8.3.
Are the judges gonna allow that? I guess they are.
I think
All
so.
right. I guess they are. 8.3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay with a hard 8.
Hard 8.
I think it's a good album. The production's really there. He did something a little bit different, but it's not anything too crazy from anything else he's already done. He's had a gospel album before.
Yeah. I don't know that I'd listen to it again.
Oh, really?
I mean, maybe like a couple songs. I definitely won't listen to the whole thing in its entirety.
Right.
But I'll definitely listen to the few songs that I liked on there that I thought were stand out good.
Yeah. And what's your favorite track?
Oh, we were having this discussion
about that
prior to the podcast. I know the lyrical content, but I forgot the name of the song. Mm-hmm. So I cannot tell you.
All right. Well, I like It's I like Water, the 7th track. Yeah, that song is so...
Yeah, it's a good song.
Good. It's like lyrically dense. All of the different features on that song are really, really good. Even the ones that aren't, because it only says Aunt Clemens was on there, but I know other people were. And Use This Gospel is really good. Hands On is really good. I actually really like Use This Gospel.
Yeah.
Because it's a very interesting beginning that leads into something that's even more interesting.
Yeah.
Just because of how crazy and kooky it is. No, we're going to get copyright striked because of the 2 seconds that played. Yeah. If you heard that.
Nobody heard it.
Yeah, nobody heard it.
Probably won't hear this for a long time.
Our channel's going to get taken down.
Yeah, we're going to get... it's not commercially viable. Bro.
Exactly. Yeah. We can do a whole podcast on that because there's some shit going on with YouTube.
Yeah. With the YouTubes.
We don't have to worry about that for right now.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we can find somewhere else to put this, which actually we probably will at some point.
Yeah.
Just for
somebody
the audio.
will come up with, if YouTube starts doing that, there will be another place.
Yeah.
There will be another place.
There's a couple other places, but it's just not the same platform, which sucks.
If they start getting rid of a lot of channels in mass, you'll see another. You'll see
happening.
The market will decide.
Definitely.
Another platform will pop up that'll become popular. It'll happen.
It will happen, and it won't be like.
Look what happened to MySpace, bro.
Well, MySpace died because it's not a good platform.
Yeah, it used to be so good though. I used to love it.
Yeah.
Back when. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah. So. Well, I mean.
Check out the Kanye, man.
Yeah, check out Jesus is King. It's a good album. If you're not Christian, it's still a good album. If you are Christian, maybe it'll deepen your faith.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't, because you need to escape that cult. But
that's awesome.
Either way, is a good album. Go listen to it if you haven't yet. Jesus is King by Kanye West, and we are... Well, this is. I was about to say we are Lost in Phoenix. That is true. We are Lost in Phoenix, but this is Working Title Podcast. Thank you for listening. We will catch you next time. Bye.